The post-halving is proving to be a dud so far. Where is that giant dip everybody predicted? Seems like we're going up as of now. Of course, this could all change, but right now I'm leaning toward a bullish Bitcoin. In fact, today I'm going to explain to you why I believe we have a great shot to be at 14K by the end of the month. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto News Edition. Once per day, I'm going to break down the biggest news stories in the entire space for you. So if you want to know where Bitcoin and altcoins are going, then please make sure to hit the subscribe button and join both of my Telegram groups, the Bit Squad for regular crypto chat, and Bit Squad traders to discuss trading strategies. Now, just a reminder, guys, I will be out of town on vacation Friday through Wednesday, so we won't have regular news videos probably Saturday through Tuesday, but don't worry, I won't abandon you. All right, guys, today we are going to be taking a look at just how high Bitcoin can go in the short term. With each passing green candle, I'm feeling more confident that we will just continue on as we were. And there is some recent precedent to make me believe 14K is well in play within the next few weeks. And if we do that, then it's most likely moon time. Are you down with that? I hope so. Also, guys, we're going to be taking a brief look at your chance to join a trading competition for one of my favorite altcoins. And at the end, we are going to look once again at the incredible hypocrisy of our government. But first, let's check out the state of the markets. All right, checking out coinmarketcap.com. Bitcoin dominance coming in right now at 67.1%. We're going to look at the Bitcoin price very in depth today. Let's look at the biggest winners of the day. We do have some tokens that we do like: Unibright, Zilliqa, Energy, Matic, all with over 10% pumps today. That Bitcoin dominance level has dropped slightly. We want to see that go down a little bit, but as I mentioned yesterday, don't see that coming anytime soon. So here we go, guys. We are looking at the Bybit chart here on TradingView for the price of Bitcoin. Now, this is the daily chart right now. Now, the daily chart to me is the most important chart right now because we have been in a buy trend since the beginning of April. And the question is, will that break anytime soon? Now, we were very close to breaking into a downtrend, as you guys can see. However, we have now bounced and we could be heading up towards another push. Price of Bitcoin coming in, around $9,300. But what I find is very interesting, or not necessarily interesting, but what I'm watching for is, are we going to push back above 10,000? That's a very key number. I feel like personally, we need to make a higher high, right? So you got a high right here, 10,000. We got to make a higher high, or maybe a double top possibly, if we can hit 10K again. And that's what I'm looking for personally in my trading game. So we're going to go over here and look at the 1 hour chart. And check it where we're at right now. We are in a buy trend and have been in a buy trend, for about a day now, or actually for a few days now, on the hourly chart. And right now there's nothing to, seem to indicate in the hourly chart that will be dropping down. I mean, you guys can see it's pretty straight up, left to the upper right, which is what we want to see. Now, if you're interested in trading Bitcoin or leverage trading, you guys can always check out Bybit, bybit.bitboy.live. I got a special promotion coming up with them in a few weeks, but you're going to want to go ahead, and sign up for that. We're going to talk about a trading competition with IOST here in a little bit, so make sure to stay tuned to get the information for that. Now, if you want the FOMO trender indicator, the link to that is also in the description. Okay, so where is Bitcoin really heading to? I teased it earlier that I think Bitcoin could be going to 14K. Now, why? Well, everybody thought there was going to be this huge mining disaster and everybody was going to turn off their miners as soon as the halving happened. We haven't seen anything like that. We've seen a slight decline in the hash rate. Now, something that's very interesting, though, is that the fees jumped from 4.6 to 7%, meaning that miners are now making more on the fees than they were before the halving. So this kind of helps offset the less amount of rewards that they're receiving. But here's the thing, guys. Are miners even really that important anymore? I mean, obviously to the network they are, but I mean in terms of creating selling pressure, because that's what we've seen in the past, is these miners creating selling pressure because they've got to unload their rewards and try to cover their costs of running their mining rigs and farms. Now, we talked about it last week, and it seems like there are more people starting to believe this, that miners are moving out of the main spotlight when it comes to selling pressure. The mantle is likely to be taken on by exchanges that make trading fees and have to sell into the market to cover their business expenses. So exchanges are now going to be the primary driver of Bitcoin selling. So I understand fundamentally that means they've got to cover their losses. The exchanges are trying to make money. However, it is much more in the favor of exchanges for the price of Bitcoin and altcoins to go up than to go down, because what that does, it brings new people in and helps them to make even more trading fees. This could be a really big turning point for the price of Bitcoin. Now, does 14K sound good to you? It sounds good to me, and I'm going to talk to you about why we could possibly see this happen. So Bitcoin price fractal seen in 2019 hints at 14K within months. So basically in 2019, in April, we saw the same fractal pattern that we're seeing right now with the Bitcoin chart. The price of Bitcoin surged from the 5,000s to 14,000 in 62 days. Now we're way above 5,000 right now. So it talked about last year, or actually this year, after a price drop right before the halving on May 11th, BTC recovered swiftly to 9,100. This indicates the strength of the current momentum. Now, what are we seeing that's different this time? Well, the price is not being driven up just by fake volume. Coinbase actually said, beyond just a rush, two things are clear. Customers of our retail brokerage were buyers during the drop, talking about in March, and Bitcoin was the clear favorite. Our customers typically buy 60% more than they sell, but during the crash, this jumped to 67%, taking advantage of market troughs and representing strong demand for crypto assets even during extreme volatility. So we're seeing real retail interest for the first time in years in Bitcoin, and they are coming. So now what happened last year? So we know that we're actually getting real volume now, which is great, okay? Now what happened last year to make them think that the price could go to 14K? Well, last year by May 30th, which we're 3 weeks ahead of, the price of Bitcoin reclaimed 9,100, and after a brief pullback to 7,500, it started to rally. By June 26, 2019, BTC peaked at $13,920 on BitMEX, marking a local high point. And then, of course, we know we crashed down after that. Now, a lot of people believe this was actually driven by the Plus Token Ponzi scheme, but we're going to not touch that right now. The fact is, what we saw last year, we are seeing this year. We're ahead of the price that we were at that time. So in my opinion, I think we could possibly reach 14K by the first week in June. I want to know what you guys think about that. I would be, man, my mind would be absolutely blown. I remember last year when it happened, it felt so good. Would love to see this in June. How about you? Okay, so a couple days ago, I told you about the OKX IOST AMA. That stands for Ask Me Anything if you didn't know. They're giving away $400 worth of IOST, and you can actually get $50 for free if you want to sign up for OKX. Now, what you do basically here is you go and sign up. You can use okx.bitboy.live. There's a couple requirements here. It's all really easy. Just do the KYC. You got to retweet or do a tweet, trade at least 40,000 IOST, which is like $140, not very much. And then you actually have to be one of the first 300 people in order to get the money. So you got to hurry up and get it if you want. You get 50 USD just for doing these things. So if you're a fan of IOST and you've never tried OKX out, this might be the perfect time for you to do that. We're going to be doing a Bit Squad Traders trading competition on OKX later this month. You guys watch out for details on that. But if you want $50 for free, make sure you guys go to okx.bitboy.live, sign up. I'll leave the link to this article in the video description so you can see all the requirements. It's really easy, won't take any time at all. This just in, the government is a scam. So firm with ties to former Sheriff of Wall Street, Ben Losky, discloses a $140 million Bitcoin fund. Now, what is this all about? Well, the New York Digital Investment Group, the NYDIG, formerly the NYDIG Bitcoin Yield Enhancement Fund, disclosed it sold nearly $140 million in a previously unknown Bitcoin fund. The New York company granted a bit license from New York in 2018. If you didn't know, New York's got crazy regulation. A lot of crypto companies can't work there because they have to get what's called a bit license. While little is known about the new Yield Enhancement Fund, an earlier investment called the Bitcoin Strategy Fund was advised by Stone Ridge Asset Management LLC, a $15 billion advisor with ties to Ben Lawsky. Now, this is Ben Lawsky right here. He played a very pivotal role in getting the Bit license created. So now that he's got it created, he's working with a Bitcoin fund to obtain that license. Now, why is that significant? Well, obviously, they're going to be able to get that license much easier because he created. So he knows the ins and outs of how to get one. Now, a lot of companies cannot get this license. They turn other companies down, other funds down. So since he is basically an inside man here and helped create the Bit license, he is giving this investment fund, this Bitcoin investment fund, a huge leg up. And there's no coincidence it said it was previously unknown, because they try to hide this stuff. You get this all the time. You get guys in the government that try to make this regulation. They understand it in, the ins and outs. Then they get out and they try to capitalize on it. So just another, game of dirty politics when it comes to, the government, but more specifically when it comes to Bitcoin in this case. But now it's your turn. Do you believe we can hit 14K within a matter of weeks, or is it just a pipe dream? Drop your comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the fastest growing community in crypto, the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.